Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 8, right? It says, despise not the discourse of the wise, and acquaint yourself with the proverbs of them, that thou shouldest learn instructions on how to serve great men with ease. Shalom. Once again, all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rekahakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you, brothers, expressions word of sincerity and in truth. Shalom. Here with another lesson. The Lord is with this lesson be edifying. Right? So it says, well, despise not the discourse of the wise. Because guess what? The discourse of the wise, it can benefit you in the long run. Right? Looking at these videos, looking at these true prophets, understanding these breakdown, understanding these proverbs, you shouldn't despise it. We should pay attention, and it says the discourse of the wise, starting with who? The apostles and elders, specifically at GMS Great Millstone, which will teach 100% truth, in sincerity, right? So it said, despise not the discourse of the wise, but equip yourself with the proverbs. Learn these breakdowns, learn these dark sayings. Because guess what? These things wasn't given to everybody. Just like what Yahushua disciples asked him, why speak it out to these people in a parable? He said, well, because it is for you to know and not them. Right? So if you could get these parables, get them whilst you can. Because guess what? YouTube not going to be up all the time. The internet not going to be up all the time. Hey, the prophets not be on the streets teaching all the time. There's a time to come when there can be a famine of the word. Right? A great famine upon the earth, but not the famine of bread alone, but the famine of hearing the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And time winding down. It getting worse and worse every day. Every day is a next step closer to this ministry being hid. So while you could get it, right? Get it while you can. The scripture says in Psalms, let me get it. Not Psalms. I think it's in Isaiah. Let me see. Isaiah chapter 55, I think it's 2. Let me see. Just bear with me a bit. Isaiah 55 and 6, it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near. Let me start from 1. Isaiah 55 and 1, it says, ho, everyone that thirsts, come ye to the water, and he that had no money, come ye buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. And it's talking about this word, this truth, right? This gospel of the kingdom. Wherefore do ye spend your money for that which is not bread, and your labors for that which satisfy not. Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your souls delight itself in the fatness. Submerge yourself, in this word. Eat this word. With the most what Yahweh Bashim Yeshai tell Ezekiel, he says, eat this roll. It can be sweet in your mouth as honey, but bitter in your belly. Right? It says, incline your ears and come unto me. Hear, and your souls shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even a sure mercy of David. Hey, we hope to be a part of the number to receive, the sure mercies of David. Because hey, just like how David commits sin unto death, we all commit sin. We all worthy of death. But we hope and pray that Yahweh Bashim Shai, show us mercy, just as he showed to our forefather David. Right? Verse 4 says, behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and a commander to the people. And it's talking about the entire Israel, but guess what? It can only extend onto the elect in these times. Right? The rest of Israel gonna receive the mercy and the blessings, in the kingdom. Right? Verse 5 says, behold, thou shalt call a nation. Let me read it back. It says, behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, a nation that know not thee shall run unto thee because of Yahweh thy power, and of the Holy One of Israel, for he had glorified thee. And the coming, the time coming when the Most High can glorify, his people. Right? It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, call upon him while he is near. So this telling you that there can come a time when the Most High can be so far that hey, people can call it, and guess what? Not get no answer. Just like in the days of Noah, where the Most High shut the ark. Everything there's a time to everything. And the time can come when the Most High can lock this truth off and rain all hell upon this place. And the time coming shortly. Right? So let me just go back, read this again. Yes, chapter 8 and 8. Right, so it says, despise not the discourse of the wise, but equip yourself with the Proverbs, for of them thou shalt learn instructions, and how to serve great men with ease. You learn how to serve Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, with ease. Right? It says, miss not the discourse of the elders. So when the apostles and elders do these videos, guess what? Look at them, because there's be a lot of information. As the Apostle Tahar, like said, lessons within lessons within lessons within lessons. A lot of meat, right? For those who could handle the meat, right? It says, for they also learn of their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as needs require. As needs require. So guess what? the time of the great influx, you know, is speedily approaching, where a lot of people can got a lot of questions, right? So hey, gotta be well studied up, you know, well in the spirit, you know, and as the scripture says, you know, ready to give every man an answer, you know, not an answer of guess, not winging it, but hey, to speak the truth, because if you don't speak the truth, if you don't answer correct, you're gonna be adding to the word or taking away to the word, you know. So the best thing to do is to study, you know, pay attention to these videos, you know, and pray that Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, you know, continue to put the spirit upon you to understand and to increase in wisdom, right? Don't miss the discourse, you know, of the wise, right? And with that, our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yoshai, Bashim Kakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of TMS. Peace and salutation to you, brothers. This portion is word and sincerity and truth. Shalom. Until next time. Shalom.